Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Being strict with valuations. In a rising market, everybody wants to participate. Stocks are going up every day. If you postpone buying a stock by a day and you want to buy it the next day, you need to pay more. So if you missed a few days, you need to pay a lot more. And with every passing day, the fear of missing out only keeps increasing for you because you haven't bought the stock you wanted to buy, but everybody around you already owns it. You can't digest the fact that the simple act of postponing your purchase, waiting for a better price, has left you completely out of the trade. And then what happens? One day, it becomes too difficult to handle, so you end up paying 20, 30, 40% more and just buying the stock because you think that if you don't buy it on that day, you're never going to buy it. There could be some stocks like that which, if you miss even at a higher price, you may never be able to buy. But most of the stocks that are going up in the recent weeks probably won't subscribe to that category. They are going up simply because there is very high fear of missing out in the market. Nobody wants to be left out. Everybody is ready to pay more and they just want to own everything that they set sight upon. So, in a market where owning a stock is more important than making returns in it, chances are that instead of making returns, you could make no money or even make losses. Why? Because you have paid more when you bought. When you paid more when you buy, it means that the profit that you must make has been given by you to the seller. So it's not there for you. Often this is something people don't even think about because they think that after they buy, because of the fact that they have bought a stock, the stock has to go up. But it doesn't work that way, especially in a market like the present one. Because by the time you finish buying itself, you see the stock move by 20, 30, 40%. And you're trying to buy it at any price with no discipline. And you end up buying it at a price way higher than what you should rightfully pay. This is something that you need to avoid now, but it seems inevitable because you cannot avoid. That's where your own personal discipline comes into play, your willingness to overcome the fear of missing out, your mental preparation, your commitment, your effort to not feel the FOMO in you and always be ready to wait for another opportunity to come whenever it does. These are the key behavioral points that you need to bring in right now. So you need to be very strict. You need to know how far you would move in valuation. Let's say I want to buy a stock at 180. Can I go up to 200 or 220 or 240? You need to have those boundaries. You need to be very strict with them. And you need to set them logically, not emotionally. The boundary or the price to which you are willing to go tells you a certain valuation which has to have a basis. So the valuation is fixed by you based on what you think is the fair value for the business which you can pay so that later you make a profit. This will ensure that you're strict with valuations, but at the same time sensible. You will be able to buy what you want when the stock comes into your zone of comfort in valuations. So your strictness is well reasoned and has a strong basis. It's not an emotional number that you're putting to every stock as the price you're comfortable buying, but a rational number that you're putting. And when you do that, even if you're going to make an exception, you will logicize, explain to yourself why you're making that change, or why you're going to pay more than what you originally thought was the right price, and convince yourself. It's not automatic that if you decide to change the price, you will change the price, but something which you have well thought through, reasoned, and come to that conclusion. There is no alternative to being strict with valuations now. You must pay what is fair value, or hopefully something lesser than that, and you must not overpay. That's the demand which this market places on every one of us. And that's not a usual demand, because today most of the stocks we want to buy are at valuations which we don't find acceptable, and it is very difficult for us to pass over that because somebody else is picking it up and still making a success out of it. So we are not able to escape FOMO, or the fear of missing out, and conquering FOMO is exactly what we need to achieve right now if we are going to survive a correction in the market, because a correction right now could be sharper than we expect. That in essence is why being strict with valuations now is definitely going to help. Thank you for watching this video.